Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bad Guitarist Podcast, episode number 51. My name is Andrew.
And my name is Scott.
And for those that are joining us for the first time, we are your weekly, somewhat news, all news gear related as far as new releases for pedals, guitars, amps.
Yep.
We cover some news in the music industry as it pertains to gear, usually. And then some just odd stories here and there that might pop up. You know, if there's like a famous musician that dies, we might cover that a little bit. Or like today, we have an auction to talk about.
An auction?
Yeah, there's a guitar up for auction.
Okay. I guess we're gonna talk about.
So we got some releases. We got some news. There's an album coming out that pertains to music gear. Well, okay. I mean, any album would. Any album. No, this one in particular is about the use of particular gear and how pedals in particular went into the whole construct of this album. The whole concept is based around the use of different pedals. And we'll get into that when it comes time.
Okay.
So you want to start with the, I guess the big one of the week? Or do you want to hold off?
What's the big one of the week? I mean, might as well talk about it.
All right. So this was the talk of the town.
Oh, yeah.
The internet town. JHS teased this for weeks. We talked about it last week that it was going to be coming out on Monday, and it came out on Monday. This is the JHS 424 gain stage fuzz pedal. They list it as a fuzz here. I wouldn't really classify that as, it does fuzz, but I wouldn't classify that as just a fuzz.
Now, you've been talking to me a lot about this because there's a guy that uses something like that.
He uses a Tascam 424. Okay. So, a big name in the gear community these days is the guitarist, producer, mk.gee.
Okay.
And he's made a name for himself in the way that he uses this unique drive tone that a lot of people have been trying to capture. So all the big YouTube guitar channels that break down people's gear and their rigs and everything discovered that he actually was using a Tascam 424 multi-track tape recorder on the floor at his shows, and that's actually what he's using in place of like a distortion pedal. So
that was like his pedal board.
And well, it's part of his pedal. He uses actual pedals and stuff. He uses like a Ranger reverb, but this pedal captures the sound of that. And now there's a lot of people that are gonna be emulating that sound. The funny thing about this is we're using it in the thumbnail, but I actually have this predates the 424, but I've got a Tascam Mini Studio Porta 1 Mini Studio. And now my brother and I, we used this for years to accomplish the same thing long before. I still am not super familiar with mk.gee's music. I've heard a couple of his songs. I know he did like an SNL thing where he played a couple songs, and I did watch that. I didn't watch, we don't really watch SNL, but we did see I did see that show.
We watch SNL when there's something that we like.
If it's like a certain celebrity, or whatever. But like it's not like it used to be. It's not really funny anymore. But I did watch his performance on SNL, and it's like, okay, I kind of get the sound here of what he sounds like live. And then I listened to a couple of his songs, the studio version, and I was like, okay, you can really tell like the Tascam sound there. But my brother and I, we used this for a long time for our recordings to accomplish a lot of the same thing. We used it as a preamp for the guitars, for the vocals, to overdrive the drums. And it was never the final destination for the tracks. Sometimes we did record some tracks to it and then export them to like Logic or GarageBand, whatever we were using at the time. But a lot of the time, it was just like an external plugin for the most part. We'd run tracks into it and then directly to the recording. So we weren't actually always recording to tape. So we were kind of doing, I think, the same kind of mk.gee kind of thing, using it for the preamps, which these preamps are not the same as what's in the 424. These ones are a little crustier. They overdrive and break up a lot easier. Because it's, more primitive technology to what they came out with when they Tascam put out like the 424 or the 414. So it's just kind of funny that like we did that kind of out of necessity. Because we didn't have
that was more necessity than anything else.
Studio gear, and it was something that like once we bought it, no one was gonna buy that from us again. We couldn't sell it, so it was like, well, we might as well implement it into our studio rig.
Okay.
But, and pedals have always come and gone for me. So,
but hey, you were a pioneer.
Yeah, there we go. No, and there's been people doing that forever. The band Spoon.
Okay.
Guided by Voices. All of their albums, all their earliest albums were done direct to Tascam or through a Tascam to another unit to record. So this is not a new thing.
I mean, JHS make it a new thing.
They're not the first ones to make a pedal of this exact sound. There are other companies, I think like JSA Effects, I think has been doing it.
Nice.
Yeah. There's a few others. Templo, I believe, has a reel-to-reel tape emulator.
Okay.
There's been a handful of companies that have been doing this sound, this preamp sound. But JHS was the first to make it on a mass-produced level where it's readily available. And it does have the XLR output on the side. So you can run this direct. You can run this as the last thing in your chain directly to your DAW. You can run it to front of house if you're not using an amp. I mean, this does have a lot of uses to it, and I think it sounds okay, and it's kind of funny. Before this whole mk.gee craze, this wasn't really like a sought after sound. A lot of guitarists hated those preamps. They hated the sound that it would break up and not give like a true clarity to their recorded tracks. Again, it was out of necessity. It was back then like really the only way to record multi-track stuff at home. Nowadays everyone just has an interface, but yeah, so I think it's interesting. So your controls are volume, gain 1, gain 2, and then you have bass and treble.
Okay.
So different stages of gain. You have the image of the 424 on the front there. Top mounted jacks plus the XLR on the side, which has a ground lift on the side. What do you think?
Question.
Yeah.
So you think because of the kind of thing that the pedal does, the $249, that's worth it?
That's another thing about this.
Because you were getting the kind of same sound with a piece of crap.
Well, here's the thing.
So that's what I'm saying. So is it worth
this piece of crap? This piece of crap, though, the one that I have, the quarter one.
That is super old. Yeah.
Mike and I bought that together at Bookman's, which is a used. It's a shop where you can buy, sell, and trade everything from books, albums, DVDs, CDs, VHS tapes, Dungeons and Dragons stuff. Like they have everything, video games, but they have a music section. We bought that in the music section for $150 6-7 years ago. Which that seemed kind of like an outrageous price then, $150. But back then, you could also get the 424. Those have always been kind of pricey used because they are kind of like for the niche market that exists for them. That people don't let them go for the most part. Like a lot of people hold on to them.
Okay.
My buddy Silky in Washington, he was in a punk band in the 90s. Silky's probably got to be 50 by now.
Okay.
Or at least in his early to mid 50s. I went to his house one time, and he was showing me all his old punk albums. He used to own a label, but his band in particular, they do studio stuff for all the different artists, but like his band in particular, he insisted they had to record everything to the 424, and he showed me the ins and outs on how to use that thing. So when it came time for me to buy a multi-track recorder years later, I already kind of knew how to like bounce the tracks down, because you could take tracks 1 and 3, bounce them down to tracks 2 or 4, and then re-record tracks 1 and 3, so you can layer more than 4 tracks. But like once you bounce them down and combine those tracks, you can't go back. When you have 4 separate tracks, you can always go back and delete one of those and re-record over it. But once you bounce them down and you have drums and bass layered on top of each other, you can't take them back off. So it's really one and done. You can't go back. So I don't know. Like I said, these used units, $150 for this really old one that's not really a sought after unit. The 424, the 414, I believe is the name of it. The smaller one.
Okay.
Those are a little bit more sought after in the used market. Those, you can't really buy one of those units for $250 anymore.
Okay.
Those are probably like $400 or $500 in good condition, in like great condition. And you can't really have those shipped to you. You can, but then there's so many fragile parts on that. Like I just wouldn't recommend ordering one online if you could buy one in person. But again, I don't think you're going to find one for $250. So if you want that sound and you want it as like a DI kind of thing, I guess this is probably a good deal.
Okay.
But I think as like an overdrive, distortion, fuzz kind of thing, I don't know if I would want to pay $250. Well, $249. That's the actual price. I don't know if I would want to pay that, but I can understand why it's priced that way. Okay. It's similar pricing to like their Clover pedal. It's nowhere near as expensive as the Color Box, and this is a direct, not competition because it's their own pedal, but like I feel like to somebody that's a customer wanting to buy either the Color Box or this, they're a different sound, they're different flavors for sure, but I would probably recommend this over the Color Box because I had the Color Box version 2, and when they upgraded from the version 1 to the version 2 and they added extra knobs for shift controls for each, mid, treble, and bass, they added an additional parameter within those frequencies. I feel like that's unnecessary. It made it harder to dial in. This one, I think you can dial in a great sound with like the bass treble knobs, interact with those 2 gain controls, set your master volume. I get it. But I personally don't really have a use for this because I can already get that sound. Well, yeah. Even without using my Tascam, I've known how to dial in a lo-fi sound for a long time because that's what I do. That's the music I make. It's lo-fi. What I would really have liked to have seen was if they had implemented a knob for, and I don't know how you would do that in a pedal, but there was a pitch correction knob on the 424. I don't know if this is the Mark 1 or the Mark 2. That had this function. I really don't remember. It's whichever one Silky had. But there was a pitch control. And actually, I think we have the pitch control on this one down here. I'll take a look in a second. But it changes the tempo, but it also changes the pitch simultaneously because you're changing the speed of the tape. I think that would be cool to have that for like a little bit more of like a warble kind of thing. That could do like the more of like the Mac DeMarco kind of thing. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get too far into this because there's a lot of different stuff going on here. The description says, it's the sound of the 80s and 90s home recording. Alessandro Cortini of Nine Inch Nails, he uses a 424 Mark II as an instrument. I've seen him do this in different videos. He takes a tape loop. Okay. So the cassette that he has on there is spliced together with just a loop. Then you set the tape length for how long you want the loop to be. And he just records different synth like chords into this thing, and then he mixes in the different tracks 1 through 4, and like that's how he builds like a whole structure of a song. Oh. Yeah, he uses it as an instrument. Of course, the McGee thing that we already talked about. And then they said you can get like more modern sounds, not modern, but modern artist sounds, like again McGee. They said you can do the Mac DeMarco thing pretty convincingly. Steve Lacy, he's a popular artist these days. So you can get all that kind of stuff. What really sucks is they came out with this. It was such a big deal. And then Benson put out an Instagram story that was like, I guess we won't be putting this out anytime soon. And I'll put the image on the screen. I don't have it here right now. I took a screenshot of it. But they're like, I guess we won't be putting these out anytime soon. And they had already built and prototyped 424 Mark 1 and Mark 2 pedals. But it's like, it's kind of pointless to release that at the same time as another company. I hope they still release it. Well, but, because there's 1,000 Klons out there. There's 1,000 Tube Screamers. You might as well have 1,000 Tascams. Yeah. And I love Tascam. I stick by Tascam. The interface that I use for all my recordings, it's a 1608. They're 16 by 08. Yeah, I love it. I switched to that from a Focusrite Scarlett. So, I love that thing. But yeah, I don't know. Overall, I get it, but I'm also, and I know we're spending a lot of time on this particular subject, but it's been the talk of everywhere all week long. You can't get away from it. I think in Mythos Pedals, they did their live stream this Friday. Okay. And they were talking about how, is this just going to be like a, sells really well right in the beginning, and then this kind of
fades away,
fades out. Even in the 60 cycle hum demo of this pedal, Ryan said, like, is this just a fad? Like, right now it is, and it might have some lasting effect. And I wonder how this is going to affect, because people aren't going to just come out and start sounding like McGee. He uses a modified Jaguar that has like these really thick strings that he reset the whole guitar to be like a Jaguar scale baritone. So he's got that tuning thing going on. He uses the Tascam. He's got the Ranger reverb.
So it's not just this.
It's not just this. Okay. He's got multiple things. And his playing style. I mean, everyone plays different. So I don't think it's going to be just a bunch of copycats of his exact sound. But I wonder if he's going to, for his next album, change it up. Go with a different sound altogether.
Who knows?
So I don't know. I got to look into his music a little bit more.
Completely honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know who the guy is. Sorry. Okay. What else?
What do you want to do? Guitar? You want a pedal?
Do you have the guitar that you were talking to me that you thought it was ugly?
Yeah. Well, I think the red one looks ugly because
I
it
was
highlights
wondering
it a little
if you
bit
were
more.
going to talk about that.
Well,
guitar.
there's 4 guitars, I believe, in the series.
Okay.
So Fender dropped this week the American Ultra Luxe Vintage.
Okay.
So they already had the American Ultra, they already had the American Vintage, but now this is a combination, essentially, of the 2 lines. Right there, that's what I'm talking about, those body contours on the Strat.
And you say you don't like that.
I don't know. I think it's just uncomfortable for me. It doesn't look.
What about it is uncomfortable?
It just doesn't look like what I'm used to. That's all. Okay. That's the only thing. All right. So you have the 50s Strat, 50s Tele, the 60s Strat, 60s Tele. So I don't know much about the specs on these. It looks like the 60s Strats are 29. Well, that's so weird. Okay. These are the same guitar, are they not? Oh, it's different neck. Okay. So if you want the 60s with maple neck and fretboard, it's going to be $2,999.99.
Oh my gosh.
If you want it with the rosewood fretboard, it's going to be a little bit cheaper, $2,849.99.
Okay.
And then you've got the 50s. It looks like same pricing. So depending on which neck you choose or which fretboard you choose. And Telecasters, looks like the Tellies right across the board are all going to be $29.99.99.
Okay.
Regardless of which fretboard you choose. So I don't know. Let's see what they're just. No lineup in Fender's history has so much more seamlessly threaded the needle between retro and modern than the Fender American Ultra Luxe Vintage Deluxe, Modern Deluxe, Vintage Luxe, Deluxe, Double Deluxe. This collection of Strats and Tellys builds upon the foundation laid by the unabashedly forward-thinking Fender Ultra 2 series before taking the formula back to the 50s and 60s with aged-in heirloom lacquer finishes and pure vintage reissue single-coil pickups. Finished off with upgraded stainless steel frets, the American Ultra Luxe Vintage series ties together Fender's past and present in an ultra-high-performance 6-string package. Now, people are saying these are meant to directly compete with like some of these really high-end boutique Fender style guitars that are out there these days, like the Tom Anderson brand. Suhr is another one. And I think they're right. I think this is Fender's answer to those those guitars, and priced around the same. And people that are hesitant to try a new brand like that they've never ventured outside of, but they want to have a high-end, something different than just a regular Strat or a Tele. This is a brand name that they probably already know and trust, and Fenders tend to have a little bit better resale value than some of these boutique brands. Not always the case. It depends on the model, but these are like $3,000 Strats and stuff.
Now, do all of them have the same shape on the back?
So I think the 50s and 60s are probably going to be slightly different. We can click on a couple of these and see what the spec differences are here. So look at the 60s first. Looks like you have ultra blue metallic or ice blue metallic or surf green. Oh, I like the surf green.
It's really nice.
So these are the rosewood fretboards. It looks like you have clay inlays. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here, though. Let's see what the... Yeah, it has the contours. It has the curved neck pocket.
Okay.
Let's see. I just want to see the specs on this thing. I'm assuming it's probably got like locking tuners and stuff on here. It looks like you have the 2-point trem system instead of the 6-bolt or 6-screw. Okay. Where are the specs on this page?
You might...
Did I pass them?
You might have to scroll all the way down there. We're on the Sweetwater page.
Yeah, we're always on the Sweetwater page.
Of course.
I guess just right here. All right, professional caliber instrument blending modern performance and period correct 1960s Strat style. Alder body wearing comfortable ultra contours and tapered neck heel for easier access to the upper frets. Modern D-shaped maple neck with ultra rolled edges captures the fast feel of the modern C necks, only with a slightly wider feel. 10-inch to 14-inch compound radius fingerboard delivers smooth bends with comfortable chording in the lower positions. Bend-friendly stainless steel medium jumbo frets feature slick glossy feel, extreme resistance to wear.
Okay.
Pure vintage 61 Strat pickups offer a warmer, deeper, more shimmering alternative bite to the 50s era Sonics. S1 switch. Okay, so you have the S1 switching system that they put in the Ultra series, which gives you access to additional bridge and neck middle positions not found in the vintage Strats. So you can either have your neck and bridge together, almost like a Mustang or a Telecaster, or you can do all 3 pickups on at once.
Okay.
Lumen lay dot side inlays to ensure you're always able to find your position no matter the stage lighting. 2-post American synchronized tremolo, self-lubricating tusk nut, and deluxe locking tuning. So it seems like, oh, and also a semi-gloss heirloom nitro lacquer. So to me, it seems like it is just like the American Ultra 2 model, but they give you like the clay inlay things. They give you the colors that you would see on the vintage instruments, and then the period appropriate pickups.
Okay.
So I guess it's mostly the Ultra style, but you get, the sound, I guess, of the classic 60s. Let's see what the 50s is. I'm sure it's going to be the same thing.
I was about to say go to the 50s.
No, I think it's going to be the same thing, and it's probably just similar neck profile to the 50s. Yep, you get the same contours and everything, locking stuff.
Okay.
Modern D neck. Was the other one Modern C? Or is that also Modern D? Anyway, same.
I already forgot.
Alder body. Same compound radius, the 10 to 14. Yep, it seems like the only real difference is you get the pure vintage 57 pickups. You still have the S1 switch on this one. You get the lumen lay dot inlays. All the same stuff with the hardware.
Okay.
So that's the deal there. Let's just jump on the telly real quick.
Okay. I don't like it.
Yeah, you just get like the colorway of the vintage, but you have like the modern contours, which I don't like these tellies with like the Strat contours. I don't like it.
I'm not a fan of the color.
Yeah, it's like that butterscotch blonde transparent color.
Yeah,
what are they calling? What are they calling this one? Yeah, they're calling that one butterscotch. Or you have white blonde.
I don't know.
So this one, you get the classic Telecaster design with top-notch modern performance, ash body finished with heirloom nitro lacquer, light aging, tapered neck heel, just like the Strat, quarter sawn maple neck, modern D neck profile with the rolled edges, tusk nut, stainless steel frets. 10 to 14 compound radius again, super slick satin neck finish, lumen lay dot inlays, vintage 51 Telecaster single coil pickups. I'm guessing the other one's going to be the 60. S1 switch, just like the other, which adds boosting your tone to greater heights. It engages a series wiring option. Angled pickup switch conforms to natural arm movement. Sealed locking tuners. The bridge has 6 brass saddles, so that's kind of more of the vintage style, but instead of 3 you get the 6. It looks weird to me.
I just don't like the color.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan.
What about the white blonde?
I don't like that color. I'm telling you, the two of them have colors that to me look like old furniture.
That's
like vintage furniture.
That's the goal.
Kind of I don't know.
All right, let me look real quick.
What about the other ones?
All right, so it looks like I'm not even going to bother clicking on the 60s because it's going to be the exact same thing, just with the 60s pickups. But there is one more model here that I didn't realize. They have it in either Seafoam Green or Fiesta Red. Let's click on the Fiesta Red because that's the one I initially saw.
That one was the one that you showed me first.
So same deal, but this one has the HSS pickup configuration.
Okay.
So this is the one that the contours really stood out to me.
That one was the one that you showed me. I remember that.
And it looks like right here on the lower horn. It looks weird to me.
I just don't understand why you say that's uncomfortable.
I don't know. It just looks weird to me. In these photos right here, it doesn't look so bad in the Sweetwater photos, but I think these are going to be high-end, good instruments, and it's probably a guitar that is going to last a lifetime, But and they, of course, they come with the cases because they are the high-end American ones, but I don't know.
I don't know then.
I don't know. I'm not really in the market to be buying $3,000 guitars.
I hope no.
Yeah. So those are those, and I think those are going to be like serious competitors to, these other alternatives that are out there. These like new modern Strat style guitars. So we'll see.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do a pedal. Have we talked about another pedal? Yeah, we did the JHS, didn't we?
Oh, we talked about JHS, yeah.
All right. Missing Link Audio. I think they might have put this one out last week. The Peace Fuzz.
Did you talk to me about that?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
You can run it at 9 to 18 volts. You have 4 knobs here: level, attack, tone 1, and tone 2. And you have a toggle in the middle for voice 1 or voice 2. So let's learn about this real quick. Missing Link Audio, they do a lot of different signature sounds. Like they have like an AC/DC sounding pedal. They have like a ZZ Top style pedal. They have one for like the Allman Brothers. So to get all these different, classic tones. So this one is a fuzz for players who don't do fuzz. The Peace Fuzz was built for guitarists that love the feel of good overdrive but want to explore fuzz without diving into chaos. It blends warm saturation, rich sustain of vintage fuzz with the clarity, punch, and dynamics of great overdrive pedal.
Okay.
So the two voices. It isn't just one sound, it's 2 fuzz personalities in a single box. Voice 1 is smooth and vintage for 70s fuzz tones, harmonic content, and velvety mids. Perfect for solos, thick chords, and slide playing.
Okay.
Voice 2 tightens it up, shifting to a more aggressive and defined tone profile. It retains the fuzz richness but sharper transients, more mid-range bite, and slightly leaner low end. Cool. So controls, level is your output volume, attack is the gain, saturation, and fuzz intensity. Tone 1 activates the voice, or active in voice 1 mode for vintage EQ. So that's kind of cool that you get individual tone controls that you don't have to when you flip that toggle, you don't have to go back and try to find your settings that you had on the other mode.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. It's built around 3 new old stock germanium diodes for warm smooth clipping. And let's see, what's the price on this guy? $179.99.
That's not bad.
Pretty cool. Yeah, they make good stuff. They make pickups. They, I think they don't know if they still do amps. Yeah, they still do amps.
Oh, those amps are beautiful.
Yeah, they got the Mason-Dixon amps.
Look at that.
Yeah.
How much is one of those amps?
Expensive.
How much is expensive?
Let's see, what's their smallest amp?
No, for instance, how much is the...
What, just like
the first one?
The top one?
The Fender 15.
The head?
Yeah.
Just for the head, it is $2,000.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks like that might be real rattlesnake skin on that thing too.
I don't know. It looks really nice.
But yeah, they got pickups, they got pedals. They're always doing giveaways and stuff on Instagram, so check them out. Real quick.
What?
So this is a really cool project. Cohen Hartman.
Oh, you were talking to me about that project.
For those that may not be familiar, Cohen runs Spiralcaster Plays Guitar, a YouTube channel. He did this really cool project that lasted from July 2022 to December 2023.
Damn.
And he assembled this whole team where they did a 25-episode series. I watched, I think, every single episode.
Really?
Called Let's Make Some Noise. And this thing was really cool because every episode featured different pedals. And they would do, I think I could be wrong on this, but if I remember correctly, they did 2 parts per every episode. So part 1 was when they would just show you what the pedals were, and then part 2 was the actual pedals in use in the studio.
Okay.
Where they'd write the songs and stuff. So I reached out because I wanted a little bit more detail on this. So he actually emailed us over the whole story behind it. So the album is finally coming out of all the songs that they put together for this project.
Okay.
So it's a psych rock record called Here's to the World as We Don't Know It. And it's just really cool. Like, everything I heard of it from when they were doing the Let Them Make Some Noise series, just really insane sounds. So it involved this huge collaboration of over 80 guitar pedal and music gear companies. And they contributed over 170 effect pedals for his YouTube channel. So during that year, he documented the whole process of writing and recording using the entire stash of musical effects being sent to him. There were 13 other people that participated in writing and recording this music.
Nice.
So he's based out of the Baton Rouge area, so he invited a bunch of New Orleans and Baton Rouge artists. And they filmed over the course of 12 nights. And he had to challenge them to learn all his songs in like these 5-hour sessions each night.
Oh my gosh.
And then he would just throw random pedals at them. So this huge experiment that he did, they even won like a local award for advertising in Louisiana.
Okay.
So this stuff is really cool. And now the funny thing about this is I was really interested in this because at the time we were stuck living in an apartment. And like I wasn't able to like really record anything during that time. And like I got really into like, watching other people play.
I think
and like
that's when you got into like the YouTube kind of
thing. Yeah, because like it was like, I haven't been able to play with my band in so long. We used to mess around that same kind of way. Just like, let's grab some pedals, throw them out. Let's plug some synthesizers. Let's plug some guitars. Let's see what we can come up with. And just have these like huge sessions, especially with my brother and I. Like we used to live together, so we could just do whatever anytime.
Yeah.
So at the end of each episode, he would give away a lot of the gear. And it resulted in about $3,000 to $4,000 worth of equipment per episode. They'd have multiple winners per episode, and then there'd be like the grand prize, which is usually like a fully loaded pedal board with a bunch of stuff. I won one of those.
I remember that.
Yeah, I won a full giant pedal train with, I don't remember, it was like 7 or 8 pedals, the power supply, the cable kit. There was a gift card for drum samples, a bunch of stuff.
Didn't even have the Ernie for the guitar strings? Because I remember at a certain point you had those.
No, I got the guitar strings from JHS. That was during one of their. See, I used to win a lot of giveaways.
You won so many. giveaways.
No, I won a JHS live stream giveaway for they used to do trivia time, and I won a whole box of guitar strings. You will
participate in all those trivias. Okay.
But yeah, so every episode they give away like $3,000 to $4,000 worth of gear.
That is insane.
And just it was an insane project, and it was really cool. So in conclusion to the whole thing here, though, he said like his role in the guitar pedal industry, as a demo artist was what gave him this opportunity to kind of work with all these brands and builders, and then give back to the viewers. So he's not backed by any label or anything. He's an independent songwriter.
Okay.
And he's influenced by people like Radiohead, Autolux, MGMT, Queens of the Stone Age, Mars Volta. And you can hear all this stuff in the music. Like, you can hear all these influences, but it's this totally original, crazy psychedelic stuff. And we'll throw, like, the album artwork up here on the screen.
Really cool.
It's going to be a double LP on vinyl. So they're doing pre-orders right now on it. I think our mouse might have died.
Okay.
I don't know if the mouse died.
Well...
Uh-oh.
Shit happens.
Do you think it died?
Probably died.
That's not good.
But anyway.
Yeah, so we'll get all the links and everything down in the description. I think you guys should check it out. There's already a single out on Spotify for the song Sister World. So it's the first single from the album. But yeah, check out the links down below. Go check out his channel. We're going to have everything listed down there. We're going to have the album art right here if we didn't already have it on the screen.
His songs are on their Spiral Coaster?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll get all that, guys, for you guys. So check it out. we're going to have to take a quick pause right here, and we'll be back
Technical
in like 2
difficulties.
seconds. You guys won't see it happen. We're going to edit it out, but I got to figure out this mouse situation.
Okay.
All right. You know, we've had this computer almost a year now, and this is only the second time I've ever had to charge the mouse.
And this is the first time I hear about this.
Yeah.
I thought you charge that every time after use.
No. I just turn it off. I just turn it off so the battery doesn't drain.
Good to know.
The keyboard's probably dead too.
Okay.
So we have new guitars from Gretsch.
Okay.
So let's see what we got. This is the Electromatic CVT electric guitar.
That's not a bad price.
It's a good reissue on this thing. That's pretty cool. They got
$419.
Oh, $419.99. That's actually very good price.
I know.
These are probably Chinese made. I think a lot of these Gretches.
That green one is nice.
So you get Witchwood Green, Vintage White, or Havana Burst. I think all three of these are good colors. I like all three.
One, though. I'm not saying to buy it. I'm just saying
I mean,
like
it's affordable though.
I gave you a budget this week.
But we can get to that later.
Let's go. You spend your budget.
We'll get to that, but we'll do this next release real quick.
Okay.
All right. So shifting to gear with Gretsch with the Electromatic CVT. So the CVT is out to earn Gretsch's keep with a 100% solid body bolt-on neck guitar scene. The guitarist around Sweetwater are instant believer, and we'll skip the Sweetwater description.
Oh, well.
The scale length is shortened to 24.6 inches. This takes clear influence and foundation level from the Corvette predecessors. As a result, it's an extremely comfortable instrument to play. However, the Electromatic Corvette, I kept saying Corvette, it's the CVT, it's not the Corvette anymore, I guess, turns the corner with more contemporary facelift, offering tamed takes on the classic body shape and pickguard.
Okay.
You get speedy performance with a C-profile neck, twin 6 humbuckers for dialing in a fierce dual coil tones. Yeah, let's see some of these specs here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the keyboard also died. That's funny.
Wow.
So I guess we know for next week.
Okay.
Solid mahogany bolt-on neck. What other specs do we have here? Get through a toggle, volume tone controls. Okay.
Okay, what are those features?
See, it says model Electromatic, but like there's so many different Electromatic models. So yeah, solid body, Electromatic double cut. It is a mahogany body, gloss finish. You have it in those 3 colors. Akume neck. Okay, so I thought the body of the neck was mahogany. It's actually the neck is Akume.
Okay.
Also a gloss finish, performance C neck. You have bolt-on neck joint, 12-inch radius, Laurel fingerboard. Okay, so it is Laurel, not rosewood. So a little cheaper material. That's how they keep the cost down. The inlays are Perloid neoclassical thumbnail. You have 22 frets, 24.6-inch scale length. Nut width, if that matters to you, is 1.6875 inches. Pretty cool. You do have the wraparound tailpiece, so it's not your standard tune-o-matic that you would have on a lot of guitars like this style. So intonation might not be the easiest to do on this thing, but really cool guitar.
Cheap.
I think it's affordable. You do have a contoured neck heel, it looks like the tapered look to it. Really cool. I think this is a really cool guitar. I haven't heard them yet, but now I want to.
Oh well.
So that's that one. Now I guess we should get into your news.
What, my news?
Well, both of us.
Those are not my news. Pardon me.
If you are this may this may very well be your first time checking us out. If you're listening on the audio versions or watching on the video here on YouTube.
Okay, I'm eager to hear what you're about to say.
We've had this rule in this household for the last, I don't know, 6 months or so, that you established that the original rule that you had was if I sell a piece of gear, that's my budget for the next piece of gear.
Yeah. And that's still a rule.
But then you changed it to like, if I want to just buy a piece of gear outside of that budget.
Yeah, outside of the trade.
You know, if I'm not selling anything at the moment or whatever, I want to buy a piece of gear, that we need to make sure to set aside money when we can for you to get tattoos of equal value.
Yeah, because Andrew, you were getting out of control with your expanding on music equipment.
Here's the deal: is instead of
it goes two ways.
This time around, I was able to just get you that whole budget all at once. So
okay.
You know, we've racked up pretty much like $1,000 in tattoos at this point that I owe you. That I owe you
this year.
This year. Well, we're not. It's not retroactive. We're not going back to last year.
Oh, imagine if I get back to the time that we established the rule on.
From the time we established the rule moving forward, you can't go back.
You see, like you bend the rules, like every time.
You're bending the rule by saying it has to be retroactive to all time, to the last like 5 years of being married.
Imagine that. That's like thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
But anyway, we did it just from that point on, and you were able to pay me back what you have expensed so far.
So now we're equal. We're even. But then
August 16.
But then
we're even.
But then I happen to be getting some larger bonuses at work lately.
Okay.
And you, I would say, made the mistake of saying, now that we're even, you can have a budget of $500.
That was this week. That was this week.
Yeah, but it's like after we were already established that like
August 16th,
we're caught up with each other.
But
then you set the balance off again by saying, here, spend another $500 on gear.
You see, you bend the situation.
Yeah.
He's always looking at Sweetwater. Okay, like every time I pass
because
by him,
I'm researching for the show.
Yeah, sure. I look over my shoulder and he's on Sweetwater. Just he puts things on the car sometimes, and then sometimes,
yeah,
I feel bad. Because I'm like, oh, this poor guy. He's like putting this on his car and like he's not buying it. Like, how ridiculous is that? Let's just let him buy something.
Maybe I just get lonely sometimes, and if I add it to my cart, I know that my sales rep Evan will call me up and say, "Hey, I noticed you got something in your cart."
Okay. So this
still
way,
thinking about it.
When we finally got even, because completely honest with you, I thought he was not going to pay me back the money he has spent.
I had it planned out.
He was not going to.
I knew that this would be the month that it was going to happen.
I didn't have faith on you. I told you that, and then you were like, "Oh, here's the money for the tattoos. Go ahead and schedule an appointment." And I was like, "Oh!" So I was like, "Okay, so I can throw on him spending money because he's probably going to pay me with the tattoos at a certain point. So you show me that I can trust you sometimes to spend money." So I saw that you were looking like at the pedals and whatever, and I'm like, you know what? You have a budget this week. This week's budget was
this week
was $500, and you even sent me the screenshot. You're like, I spent less than the budget.
Exactly.
Okay. But you spend it.
Now I do want to be clear though, because I don't want to give a misconception to any of our viewers or listeners. We don't have separate finances or anything. This is all we have. Everything in a joint
bank account.
We have everything in the same bank account. We discuss every purchase before it's ever made. It's never like, I bought this. Like it's always an agreed upon thing.
But most of the time, you already had the things on the card.
Yeah, we just like having fun about it. But
Jesus Christ.
So I got a couple pedals coming in sometime probably next week. Okay. So it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna be excited to talk to you guys about that.
Okay.
They're not new pedals that just came out. Well, one of them is fairly new, about a month ago. But, I don't know.
It's more about things that you like.
Yeah, things that I like, things that have been on my list for a little bit. Not to give it away early, but, if you're listening to the podcast and you've made it this far in, I might as well say, one of them is a Klon style overdrive. And if you've watched or listened to this show at all in the past, I hate the sound of the Klon. Hate it. Can't stand that centaur sound. I can't stand it. But this particular one, which I'm sure a lot of you can probably guess what it is, but this particular one came out about a month or two ago. It sounds completely different to me. It doesn't sound like that boxy, just, I don't even know how to describe like the Klon sound in my ears. It's boxy, as I would say. Like it seems like just like a really, I don't know, just generic sound, which a lot of people love. Okay. But And a lot of people do get great sounds with them. But to me, the clones I've played in the past, I just like the Electro-Harmonix Soul Food was the very first Klon style pedal I ever tried, and it turned me off to Klons forever after that. I did get really interested in the Keeley Oxblood for a while, but then I was watching videos about the Mythos Mjolnir and the different, they've got like 6 different versions of it, so it's like, I don't know. I don't know what to jump on if I do try one. But this newer one, it's out. I don't want to give it away yet, but this new one that's out, there's tons of demos out. I'm sold on it. I bought it. So that'll come in next week. So hopefully that one's a winner. I've got it down now where I have a good number of drive pedals that I can alternate between them at any time and really enjoy all of them. I like the plumes as a clean boost. I don't like the 2 other drive modes on it. I like it as a clean boost. I got the Boss Power Driver as like my Big Muff kind of sound. I do have the JHS modded Big Muff. The Summer School Science Fair, which I did a video on this past week. I really love that. So that has me covered for like Tube Screamer sounds.
Okay.
Rat style sounds. I've got a generic Bluesbreaker clone. It sounds better than a lot of the name brand ones I've played. What else do I have? The Keeley Super Bass for like a Marshall style drive. The Fuzz Imp. Wow, I'm drawing a blank. The Fuzz Imp Shroot. Just really, really good dynamic overdrive. And for fuzz, it's like I like the Keeley Fuzz Bender and stuff. But I feel like I'm really closing in on having like all the sounds I could possibly want without having things that's like I'm just holding on to but don't care for.
You're never going to get to that point. You're
so
always
I feel like
going to want to buy more music equipment.
Maybe, but those are the pedals I've always struggled the most to find ones that I like, or the overdrives and distortions in particular. Fuzzes I can do with any fuzz, but yeah.
Okay.
So moving on.
Moving on.
The Electromatic CVT 419.
Okay.
99. Get one. Everybody should get one.
Okay.
Now I said this before,
but yeah, sure.
I said this before last week, I think, that I am getting tired of these 40th anniversary Paul Reed Smith guitars, because every single week of the year it's like there's a new Paul Reed Smith guitar, and they all look the same.
I'm not a fan of the Sunburst.
I don't know.
I never been. I don't know. I don't like how it looks on guitars.
So there is a new 40th anniversary CE24 special McCarty. Oh, this one is McCarty Sunburst. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's check the different colors real quick and see if they're all the same price. I don't know if there would be like a special
I
finish.
believe they are all the same price. Yeah. No, get back to the first one.
They're all the same.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah, they are all the same price.
All right. So this model is $2,749.
Okay.
Now, this looks just like a regular CE24.
But it's the 40th anniversary.
40th anniversary, right? So you're going to have finishes that might not be readily available on the regular 24.
Okay.
And then you have a middle single coil pickup, it looks like. So that's just visually what I'm seeing, this initial thing. So your colors are McCarty Sunburst, gray black, blue Smoke Burst, Carol Blue, and black amber. These are just too fancy for me. That's the thing, is like, you're talking about furniture. These look like somebody's like a CEO's desk.
I like when they come just in colors. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I like a good wood grain, but I don't like the flamed maple kind of stuff or the quilted maple.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. Like when I had the Ibanez, that really nice, fancy looking Ibanez, like it was too fancy for me. So it marks the 40th anniversary of PRS, which they've been doing stuff all year long. A limited number of guitars will be built in each color. Traditional PRS body with a mahogany back and eye-catching figured maple top. Patterned thin mahogany neck with easy playing 24-fret rosewood fingerboard and 25-inch scale.
Okay.
These are bolt-on construction, which I'm surprised. These are bolt-on for the price. Dual 85/15 humbucking pickups with a middle position NS01 deliver exceptional versatility.
All right.
5-way pickup selector switch and push-pull tone control that give you even more flexibility. Patented tremolo for reliable note bending and rock-steady tuning. Phase 3 locking tuners with wing buttons make for quick string changes. PRS old-school bird fingerboard inlays and signature headstock inlay. Gleaming nickel hardware and a spotlight-ready gloss nitro finish.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just a PRS.
So, what's the final decision here?
I mean, I'm not buying it.
Okay.
It's strange to me that for this price, it's a bolt-on neck.
Why?
I don't know. Even looking at the back, kind of looks strange.
So you're saying because it's a bolt-on neck, should it be cheaper or expensive? Because I'm kind of confused right there.
There's more handcrafting that goes into like having to set the neck and glue it in, and like usually there's some kind of binding or anything.
Okay.
It just looks like with this body shape and the bolt-on neck, it looks weird because you have the back neck plate right below that. Like it doesn't even look like there's an inch between that and the back plate for the tremolo system, and then like crammed in right next to that is for the cavity for your controls. It just looks weird on the back to me.
Okay.
But I'm sure these are going to sell out and people are going to love them.
All right.
Here's a piece of news. I just thought this was a funny piece of news.
What is it?
The band Megadeth announced that they're going to be releasing their final album in 2026.
Do I know them?
You probably don't. You probably know them from like the memes of Dave Mustaine's voice. People making fun of his voice.
I have no idea.
So this is actually, I think somewhere it said that this is like their 17th album.
17?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm surprised they made it this long because Dave Mustaine has a long history of burning bridges with people in the music industry.
What kind of music do they play?
They're metal. They're metal.
Oh.
He was an original member of Metallica.
Was he?
Actually, I don't know if he was original, but he was an early member of Metallica.
Oh.
And once Kirk Hammett took over as like their lead guitarist, they kicked him out of the band, and he was very problematic with the band members.
Oh.
He still cries about it today in all the videos of him doing interviews and stuff. He claims that Kirk Hammett stole a bunch of his riffs. The first couple albums, those were all his riffs, and
allegedly.
Yeah. So he says, 2026 will be the final studio album of his career, which he shared via his alter ego, Vic Rattlehead.
Okay.
So they're gonna do a global farewell tour, and he's gonna release a memoir.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Wait, what is it? What he said?
Where?
Right there.
Oh God, he put out a big ass statement.
Yeah, what is that?
Oh man, okay. Do I have to read this whole thing? We can't wait for you. We can't wait for you to hear this album and see us on tour. If there was ever a perfect time for us to put out a new album, it's now. If there was ever
Cut it out.
Okay,
just read the statement.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. I'm not gonna
Jesus Christ.
You guys can look it up and read his statement. He's just saying
if
been
you're
an
a
honor.
fan, just go
It's
for
an
it.
honor. We're the greatest metal band in the world. We're the Billy Corgans of metal.
Well, he does say there that he's an influence. He has influenced
nobody
the world.
loves.
He does say it though.
Nobody loves Dave Mustaine more than Dave Mustaine. I saw a post about this, and like all the comments were like, he's so humble because he's clearly not.
Okay.
So yeah.
Hey, you did the theme from the show. I'm not gonna say it because it sounds like a bad word, but we've been watching a show that is really interesting.
The Chit Show on YouTube. They're like 2-minute long episodes. Recommend it.
Yeah.
But no, the thing with Dave Mustaine though, I just yeah. I don't think anyone's gonna like really miss this band touring.
You don't know.
They've got diehard fans. No, there is a big division between like the same way that like the Van Halen fans are like, you could either like the original lineup or you can like the lineup with Sammy Hagar, but you can't like both. And some people do like both, but like there's a big divide in like the metal world. There are people that like they'll try to avoid listening to Metallica at all costs because they're diehard Megadeth fans, and they're like, no, I can't betray Dave that way. It's like, you know what, they play the same genre, they're the same band. Like they're not the same band, but like, to somebody that's never heard either band, they're gonna think they're the same band probably. Dave Mustaine's got a weird voice, but I don't know. So I just thought that was funny. I think he might still live in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if he still does. He did for a long time. But
okay.
I just thought I'd throw in a news article in there. Here's another one. I think we missed this a week or two ago.
What is that?
Blackstar Amplification is releasing the Polar Go USB-C audio interface.
Okay.
So this is an on-the-go interface. You can plug this into your phone, plug this into your whatever, your tablet, your computer. This is not a new concept, but theirs happens to have a built-in set of stereo microphones. So you don't need to plug in a mic to this thing to get like really professional quality audio. Yeah.
What does that do?
It's a portable interface.
Yeah, but you put it on your phone and then what?
You record. You can put, like, let's say you're doing like Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, but you know, this is a problem I've had where if I want to do like some shorts or reels, you can't really get a good sound in the room most of the time with a cell phone. You can record the video, but then the audio is not going to sound accurate to what you have going on in the room. It'll sound a little, off. Or it won't pick up like the dynamics you're playing like it should. So this one, you could put this, if you're just using the stereo built-in mics, you could just set this in front of your amp, record the video as you would, and it'll have professional quality audio. Oh. So you do that. But it also does have an input where you can put a 1/4-inch jack or an XLR input. So you have options here. So I think that's what kind of sets it apart from some others like the iRig stuff from IK Multimedia.
Yeah, but $129.99?
I think that's totally fair.
Okay.
I think that's a good price.
I mean, if you're an influencer, I guess you can buy it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I wanted to cover that. It does have built-in 48 plus 48 volt phantom power as well for your condenser mics.
All right. What else do you have?
Just a couple more. They're auctioning off an Eddie Van Halen guitar. Sotheby's is auctioning
Is that
off.
tape or is just the way the paint?
It's the way he painted it. He put tape on it and then did the things. So this is not one that he built, but this is the very first one that Kramer built to his specs, modeled after the one that he built, the Frankenstrat. Okay. So this is a 1982 Kramer Van Halen signature model.
Okay.
So yeah, this is modeled after his original parts caster Frankenstrat. So this is number 1. This serial number is B1297. The back of the headstock says number 1 Edward Van Halen model. And he actually gave this to his roadie and autographed it. So I don't know if the signature is still on there. Yeah, it's still on there. All right, so he autographed it. And it says his roadie guitar tech was named Rudy Laren. It said, "Rude, it's been a great 10 years. Let's do another 10." So he signed it and then gave it to him. Okay. Later on, Rudy sold it to the guitarist from Motley Crue, Mick Mars, who played it extensively while recording the band's album Dr. Feelgood and other recordings. So the guitar was played on tour by Eddie Van Halen in 1982 and 1983 in concerts across the United States and South America. And shows throughout Venezuela, Sao Paulo, Brazil, Buenos Aires, Argentina. So yeah, it's been passed around, a couple different guitarists and everything, and it's going up for auction. And the estimated auction price is $2 to $3 million.
Yeah. I saw that.
Which, sure. Okay. Yeah. God, I can't remember his name.
Who? If it's $3 million, who's the money going to go to?
That's what I was. Well, whoever.
Because it passed on a lot of people.
I don't know if Mick Mars is still the current owner.
Okay.
Does it say?
It says,
okay, yeah.
I think
the
he
law.
is.
The law also includes the factory Kramer case and a letter of authenticity from Mick Mars, where he states, "Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did." It's also great because so he's the one getting this $3 million, but also Sotheby's they take their cut.
But still, they are getting money.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think I can't remember his name, but we covered it a while back. The guitar collector. The football team owner that died. Remember that?
Yes,
I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Him.
He's gone. So who's gonna buy this for $3 million?
Someone.
Yeah.
That's just a lot of money right there.
But I think that's a really funny one. I don't know. I know it's a controversial take for me to mention. Anytime I've mentioned it on Threads and just been attacked.
Oh, you got in
endlessly.
a fire about Van Halen.
No. People try to fight with me, and I just laugh about it.
You always say people try to fight with me.
And I'll reiterate it here, even though probably lose some subscribers. Get
what
some thumbs
do you
down.
Say about Van Halen?
I'm just not a fan.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I say is I'm just not a fan. I understand his influence. I understand at the time he was the most insane thing anybody had ever seen in guitar since Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
And, he changed a lot of stuff for music. And he single-handedly really brought synthesizers into mainstream hard rock. But the band Van Halen is like frat bro party rock. It's all about drinking and girls and partying. Which I feel like is contradictory to the fact that like this guy is considered a musical genius, but it's like, but that's the music his band made was weird party rock stuff. Which I feel like I feel like in modern age, it's just outdated. When I was a kid, my dad was a huge fan. He'd always be playing Van Halen, but I never got into it because I felt like it was just like more of a generational thing.
Okay.
It was from his generation. It was the music he grew up on and in his teenage years and stuff. I just feel like, by the time I was around, there was already stuff that was more innovative or built on what he had done.
Like who?
In different ways. I'm just saying, like, even nowadays, like, let's say, like, 2025, you have, like, like EVH-owned or Tim Henson, which bands that I'm not a fan of, like, Polyphia necessarily, but, like, you have people that are from a younger age than him doing, like, crazier stuff.
Okay.
So I just think there's a lot of artists out there that have like surpassed his abilities, but I understand his importance in music.
Okay.
But I never said like Van Halen sucks. It's just people attack me because I say I'm not a fan.
Okay.
Huh?
I say it's zero.
What do you mean?
When you talk about Van Halen.
I don't know. I'm sure we'll get the thumbs down. We'll lose like 10 subscribers. And that's okay. Everyone is allowed to like or not like whatever they want.
But he doesn't like.
And I'm not gonna see. That's the thing too. Is I never attack anybody for their musical opinion.
Okay.
But I see it all the time, especially on the Threads app. Like when people are like, "You're dumb because you don't like this. You just don't get it." It's like I'm allowed to not get it. I'm allowed to just not be a fan of something.
No, Andrew.
Yeah.
You're not dumb. You're just pale.
I'm pale. Oh, yeah. So I wonder how we're gonna look this. I changed the lights up a little bit because on the summer school electronics pedal video I did this week, we got a comment that said that
that you're pale.
Actually, I got 2 comments. I think I got it. It was probably like RJ or something said something about it, and then we got a comment on it from somebody else. It said like, "You look really pale." One guy said, what did the guy's comment say? You gotta get outside, man. And I'm like, no, it's just the lighting. And it's weird because we very rarely adjust the lighting. And some weeks we look really good in here. Some weeks
it was just a reflection of the computer, though.
And so I posted that screenshot of that comment on Threads, and I was like, well, I guess I gotta change up my lighting. Looking pale. I assure you guys, it's just the lighting. But 60 Cycle Hum commented. I don't know if it was Ryan or Steve that commented on that post and said, in that video, it looks like it's just your computer monitor is shooting white light at you,
which
like the cold white light.
Yeah.
Which is probably what happened. Because a lot of my videos, I don't usually have the monitor on when I'm doing like the talking parts. But in this particular video, and in a couple, I have had like the user manual or like the description of the product in front of me, so I don't get the information wrong. So I guess in those times, those occasions,
You look pale.
I look pale. So I
But
gotta
what's the
figure out how
problem
to
with
fix it.
looking pale?
Nothing. I want to, you know.
You want to
I want to
look...
perfect it.
Okay, okay.
Because we've had such difficulty in the time that we started doing this. If you go back and watch the video version of our first, like, I would say even 10 episodes, we were really just dialing in the camera and trying to get it right.
We're still learning.
The lighting, we're still trying to figure out. Our thumbnails are never perfect. For a while, we had some really good thumbnails, I think. Really nice, clear images, like screen grabs from the video. And sometimes we just don't stop moving for me to get like a good screen grab.
Wow.
So sometimes they're slightly blurry, or they look good on the phone, or they look good on the computer. When we upload it to YouTube, we turn it on the TV, it looks weird.
I mean, we have made mistakes throughout the whole process. That's not a secret.
Yeah, I mean, we're coming up on a year of doing this, and I feel like we're just barely starting to like understand what we're doing.
Oh, wow. What's the last thing you have for today?
Jackson Guitars put out the Pure Metal series.
Okay.
Pro Plus Pure Metal. Pro Plus Pure Metal series.
Okay.
So you have the King V, $1469.99. You have the SL1A, which is like their super strat shape, $1369.99. You have the Metal Warrior WR1A. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So the shape on that last one was the Soloist. So you have the King V, the Soloist. This one is the Warrior, which is like their like kind of Explorer, like X-shaped guitar.
Okay.
And then you have the bass, which is the concert bass. Okay. So I believe all of these are just all black guitars, really stripped down with Floyd Roses and a single humbucker. I like the V.
You like the V?
I don't know why. I've never had a V-shaped guitar.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You're not gonna like my opinion, but that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right. What's your opinion?
I like the Warrior.
The X-shaped, is that the X-shaped one?
Yeah. I like the Warrior. I think it's nice, but okay.
Yeah. So these are limited edition runs. Metal focus, no holds barred take on a classic design, poplar body. You have maple neck impart, which imparts spectrum spanning brightness and warm note separation. Okay. Ebony fretboard. Bridge mounted Fishman Fluence modern humbucker and master volume push pull voice selector.
All right.
3-piece graphite reinforced neck. Neck through construction, speed neck profile, compound 12 16-inch radius. Floyd Rose 1000 double locking trem system. Binding on the body and fretboard augments your audio-visual presence with eye-catching aesthetics. You know, I like them all. I'm not even a metal player, but like, and we've talked about this lately. I've been on this kick of just like looking at pictures of like Explorer-shaped guitars, and like I think it'd be really cool to have like a Gibson or an Epiphone Explorer, or even like an Ibanez Destroyer or something.
Look at the shape.
This one's a little out. It's a little out there for me. This is more like a BC Rich kind of thing. I think the lower horn sticks out so far.
I don't know.
If it was a little tighter,
really do like it.
If it cut off like right there, like where like if it met up with, I guess it is kind of symmetrical with the bottom. I don't know. I think it's too weird. It looks like a Paul Stanley guitar or something.
I like it. Oh. $13.99.
Yeah. So different pricing on each model, depending on which one you get.
Yeah. So you say the cheapest one is what?
I think it's
Pro?
No, three of these are the same price. No. Yeah, the Soloist. The Soloist is the cheapest because that's just like your kind of like super strat shape.
Yeah.
Not a bad looking guitar.
No, really.
I like the white binding and everything. Again, I'm not a metal guy, but like, you could tell just by looking at the necks like this, like, oh, that's gonna play really smooth. Like the Ibanez like wizard necks and stuff, like I really like those, how they're so flat. I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually played a Jackson guitar in person. I must have at some point. I don't know. There's a model of BC Rich guitar that I've never been able to find, that my friend Ricky back in high school had borrowed his brother's because he was going to learn to play. He never learned to play. And then he let me borrow it for like 6 months.
Okay.
And it was like this really cool, I don't know the shape, but I haven't been able to find the exact body shape and the exact color. But it was this like, it wasn't like a shiny color. It was like a very matte maroon kind of color.
Wait, I'm kind of confused. So
Yeah.
your friends say just like take it for 6 months, or you just stop it
Oh,
for
he didn't
6
set a
months and
time.
then
He
give
didn't
it
set a
back?
time on it. It's like he never asked about it, and then finally he was like, "Hey,
Oh,
you still have that, right?" I was like, "Yeah, come get it." But it wasn't even quite like, it was like a mauve color or God, what is that exact color? I don't know. Anyway, I haven't been able to find that exact model in that exact color.
Okay.
But that was one of the smoothest necks I've ever played. That thing was a really good guitar. So I don't know. We tried this last year. I think we were already doing the show at the time that I bought it. But I got a low end Ibanez Geo because I was like, it's a cheap like metal shreddy guitar. And then it sat over here. I think it was on the wall for like a month, and they had such bad fret sprout by the time I sold it, because I was like, well, I can't return it. It's been too long. But it was just so uncomfortable to play. But I think if I had like a higher end, not super high end, but like higher end than the lowest model, like Ibanez or Jackson or something, I think that'd be cool.
Funny the thing that at the beginning of the show, you were saying that you were almost settled with everything you had.
As far as as amps and pedals and stuff, but like,
okay,
there's room for one more guitar in the rack.
Okay. Okay.
All right, everybody. I think this was a good episode. Oh.
Okay.
I don't know about you.
If you think so. What else do you have for today?
You know, I think that was all the releases. There was some good stuff. We had a couple solid topics, I think. So
okay, I think I'm gonna listen to that album. I do find really interesting the whole process,
So
though.
again, with the Spiralcaster album, we're gonna link everything down below.
And I do recall you watching all those episodes. Or let's make some noise.
Yeah,
I remember
that. It was a really cool, interesting, and it's still up on YouTube. Go check it out. Yeah, I don't know.
She became obsessed, but a little bit with that. So.
Well, at the same time, I was getting really lucky with these giveaways too.
Oh my gosh, it was like every month.
Like I was winning something like almost every month. It seemed like, yeah. And that's kind of slowed down for me. I mean, it feels weird now that we're trying to like enter into this like space of like trying to be, you know, podcasters and YouTube creators and stuff. It doesn't feel right to keep entering giveaways. Like,
who was the guy? It's a teacher. The two of you were always winning. If it was not you, it was him. But it was like all the time.
Yeah, Bobby Grout, yeah.
Oh, Bobby Grout.
No, it's funny because we were just messaging back and forth.
And you will tag each other on it.
We were just messaging back and forth. God, that was like less than 2 weeks ago, I think. And I responded to something he had posted. It was in his story, I think. And I was like, hey, you win anything lately? And he's like, nah, kind of hit a dry spell for a little bit. And I was like, oh, then it's about time.
Okay, because he used to win a lot.
But that's how him and I became, you know, internet buddies. Is we both just started winning.
Tag each other.
We both started winning stuff, and then like we start following each other. And he's like, "Hey, man, is it cool if I send you these giveaways?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna send you giveaways too." And then I think the very first one that I sent to him, he won.
Yeah.
So anyway, everybody, we've been doing this for probably coming up on an hour and a half. It's probably our longest episode in a while because we've cut them down from an hour and a half to right about 1 hour.
It was a lot of talking.
But we had a lot of topics here, and I think we went in depth on like the JHS and some of this other stuff.
And your hate for Mega whoever.
Oh, Megadeth. Okay, see, okay.
We already know.
So the Van Halen thing, again, I'm not saying I don't like Van Halen. I'm saying I don't like Van Halen, but I'm not saying Van Halen is bad.
Okay.
I'm also not saying that Megadeth is bad.
But
I think Dave Mustaine has like the worst voice of any metal band I've ever heard.
Okay.
But I'm not saying his music is bad either. It fits the music. He's got some hits. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's
all right, everybody. Yeah. Let us know what you think about any of the things that we talked about today. What are your thoughts and opinions on things?
And just feel free to throw some hate if you
tell us how our lighting looks. All right, everybody. If you hung out this long, we appreciate it. You know, like, subscribe, follow the channel, follow us on all the audio versions on your favorite podcast platforms other than YouTube. If you're listening to the audio version, Spotify, Amazon, Where else are we? Bandcamp? No, not Bandcamp.
I don't even know.
iHeartRadio or something. Apple.
Something.
We're everywhere. All right, help us get to 1,000 subscribers. We're still a while away.
You're still saying that you're gonna do a giveaway?
Yeah. When this YouTube channel hits 1,000 subscribers,
he's gonna do a giveaway.
Because we average, I think, about right now. It varies sometimes we have 10,000 views on a video, but we average typically between all the different platforms about 1,000 to 1,200 viewers and listeners per episode.
Okay.
On a good episode, sometimes less, sometimes more. So if we can just get that many subscribers on the channel, we'll give something away. We'll do it.
Okay.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Have a good night. We'll see you at home.
Who's on?
I'm bringing it back. All right. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.